from Masomy. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation in Satuna Sunday Think Tank. We are very grateful to see you today. Thank you for connecting all the way from Kabul. I'm sorry to hear that there are some electricity blackouts that you experience these days. I hope that you will overcome these issues and soon things will go back to normal. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation. You're one of the most sophisticated scholars from Afghanistan, I know. You are a scholar who is interested in Central Asia. You cover lots of work related to Afghanistan during, after, and again during Taliban. And we are interested in the political and social situation in Afghanistan. Could you tell us how are the things now in 2025 in your location in Kabul?
Thank you very much for how me invited for this crucial interview for your think tank. Definitely, Afghanistan has always been an unstable country in terms of political insecurity and as well as economic situation, because the country has been involved for more than 4 decades in political impasse due to internal and external interferences and regional powers, great powers has always been a critical point in the country to influence the internal political situation of Afghanistan. This is the of one of the biggest reason that I understand. Since the 2021, when the Taliban seized the power in Kabul forcefully from the US-backed Afghan government, situations for the even for not only for political and military in other elite groups, uh, uh, not difficult, but even for the entire nation, like ordinary people who are much concerned about the political situations in the future of Afghanistan, because the country suddenly faced unexpected situation that no one imagined. Uh, uh, Western international aid and Western aids cut down to Afghanistan and it plunged the Afghan economy. Another reason was that everything was down in Afghanistan. The previous Afghan government collapsed into the hands of Afghan Taliban. So as the Taliban fought 20 years against the Afghan government and US and NATO forces in Afghanistan, it created widespread fear among the public that they felt that their personal lives and their investment, their uh, 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 what do you mean? Everything will be at risk. Uh, that was the one point. Another point was that as Afghanistan has experienced internal wars, particularly in the 1990s, there was a big concern about that the country might once again uh, push into civil war, and what achievements has been gained in the past 2 decades, it all will be destroyed.
Thank you much for that.
Yeah.
I really admire your work, and I'm really interested in this interesting, basically transition which you created, the distinction between Taliban 1, which was from 1996 until 2001, and Taliban 2.0, which started in 2021. You characterize it in your work, in your paper, and it's a very comprehensive distinction. But could you just say that for our listeners in few words? How would you differentiate the Taliban 2.0 from Taliban 1.0? What's the main differences in your opinion?
Definitely good question. As we see, like I am grown up in the Taliban one era.
Hmm.
This day, uh, that time I was at the primary student at the primary school, and now the Taliban came to the power. I'm a researcher and professor in Kabul, so the distinct is very personally clear for me and also for the people of Afghanistan. In terms of political point of view, Taliban seen has experienced many changes from the first time of the Taliban. Like
Hmm.
they have they, during the negotiation peace process with the United States of America, the Taliban leaders visited many countries, many cities, and they saw uh, the developments of the world in the emergence of technology. So they felt that in the current global order, in the current situation of Afghanistan, there must be a change in their policy, in their governance, and their activities. We refer to the first Taliban uh, era of their government style. There was nothing for the
Hmm.
reconstruction of Afghanistan. It was in a strategy plan and intention to rebuild the country, to recover the economy, to restore the infrastructure, to work for the future of Afghanistan in the area of education, health, and public services. One reason was that they were not recognized by any country except Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. They were fully under sanctions, and their financial resources were so much limited.
Hmm.
They were only focused on the custom revenues. And
Hmm.
another reason was that they were in a war, the Northern Alliance led by Ahmad Shah Massoud. And
Hmm.
so, and those that regional powers like Russia, Tajikistan, Iran, India, and Pakistan
Hmm.
were also interfering the internal issues of Afghanistan. Pakistan would support Taliban against Northern Alliance, and the other remaining powers would support uh, Northern Alliance provide weapons and military facilities to fight against the Taliban. In the current time, Taliban, like I mentioned before, there are many uh, things that, and they perceive the uh, need of for reconstruction of Afghanistan, the stability of Afghanistan, and they want to exercise the real governance, the country to represent the country, to represent the nation, to provide the public services to country by its to stand the country by its own feet again, as they many times in their statements, in their speeches, uh, promises that we will work for the country, for the future of the country. We appear with other countries to allocate budget for the construction development projects, like for example to manage water resources, like many water dams are under construction in their current regime in Afghanistan, and also to work in the health sector, education sector, and also they are trying to focus on the investment, private investment, to recruit foreign investment. They are already in contacts with the regional countries and beyond. investor that they are interested to invest in different natural resources of Afghanistan. These things were not available in the previous
Okay.
first time. So there is a 100% a change in their policy,
Mhm.
governance, and development of the country.
And I guess the Western perception is different. Ultimately, Donald Trump negotiated the war, the end of the war with Taliban, not with the government which fled the country. So ultimately, this gives the Taliban a little bit of leverage, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. If there was not in a international sanction by the Western
Mhm.
country led by the United States, I think the Taliban would use different opportunities and benefit those opportunities effectively because they are very thirsty for the rebuilding the country in terms of economy, in terms of military power. So they they understand the situation of Afghanistan. That Afghanistan has always been the strategic target for the regional powers and Western powers. So
Mhm.
therefore, they want a balanced policy and way up to in the light up of mutual respect, and they want to help bilateral relations with every country as they repeat in different things with uh, counterparts of the foreign countries.
Of course, we know about the electricity blackout. We know about the tense situation. We know about underinvestment, and we know about shifting attention to different war zones. The West is not paying as much attention towards Afghanistan as it should. But from your local perspective, from the perspective of someone who lives in Kabul, could you tell us what kind of challenges are the most severe for you?
There are big challenges in the academic area because what we were feeling before there was a positive hope on everyone like from schools or student to university and the Taliban came to power. This started the appointments up from Taliban ranks. So
Mhm.
those who are working in the administration, different institution were fired by the Taliban. Uh, uh, there was one thing that you work for the Western country, you are look like slavers. Hope of the people, particularly young generation, either a student or teachers, professors, researchers, their hope broke down,
Mhm.
and most of academic institutions are under the control of Taliban, led by the Taliban religious scholars, are sticking to Sharia law. So
Mhm.
this is one of the biggest challenges: the freedom of education, the freedom of research, the freedom of think is restricted by the Taliban in terms of Sharia law because they are giving priority to implement fully Sharia law across the country.
Mhm.
And or another reason that the government, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, does not allow students to go abroad for higher education. That if these people return to country when someone is trained in Western countries, other countries, when they come, they request for freedom of thought, freedom of speech, human rights, and democracy, which is unacceptable in their policy. So in 2023, when I went for COP 28 summit, which was hosted by United Arab Emirates, after
Mhm.
return COP, the scholarly activities participate in academic research conference abroad the country is truly banned. No one is allowed to go for a conference abroad the country. So this is another challenge for us.
I understand. And how about the situation of female scholars and women in general in the country after 2021? Can you tell us more about Taliban's policy towards women?
Uh, the Taliban logic is based on Islamic ideology.
Hmm.
They prepare things which Islam suggests for the uh, Muslim communities. Whatever Islam says, they directly implement those things. So the female education, according to the Islamic ideology, which they argue that it is banned, women should be at homes, and female men has the duty to work for the family,
Hmm.
household, and shelter, and other things. Therefore, they don't allow female education across the country. Uh, Education at school level is only permitted to sixth grade. Uh, University level education is banned. So women are also prevented to go to government governmental institutions. They come once a week to sign their attendance and back
Okay.
to home. Yeah, this is the reason that Taliban according to Sharia law uh,
Mhm.
uh, bans women from outside activities.
I have one question regarding the recent earthquakes in the country. I know how deadly affected the society has been ever since. Can you tell me about the current challenges regarding this disaster? How are you coping, guys?
Afghanistan is already in an economic crisis.
Hmm.
There are limited resources to benefit for social services, public services, and the government up or the Taliban regime does not have a budget to manage all things. But when natural disasters occurs, the government use all its resources on the ground, and they try to access early to manage the disasters effectively. So it is publicly appreciated and prized their uh, management process, and to access the affected areas to reach type of resources and facilities on the ground. The recent earthquake which took place in Conard Province, uh, they could able to do rescue operations from
Hmm.
military level to health level, and they coordinated all the forces and affected areas and people who are victims who are affected by the earthquake. And
Hmm.
they are very good in this type of situations. Uh, Although they don't have enough resources, budget, financial issues is the big problem for them. But they uh, immediately take action uh, to allocate uh, different resources to manage the disaster on time.
Has Afghanistan received enough support from neighboring countries, from Pakistan, from Iran, from Tajikistan, Turkmenistan? I don't know, maybe China as well. Have they contributed a little bit to the efforts of rescuing people, rebuilding the country because of the earthquake?
Yeah, humanitarian support is doesn't cost so much for the countries. neighboring countries, regional countries, and also other countries, like in the since 2021, Afghanistan has faced
Mhm.
natural disasters, uh, in addition to economic crisis and migration crisis.
Yeah.
So these countries try to support the disaster areas, and provide necessary things like tents, medical care, and other facilities.
All of these countries are interested about doing some business with Afghanistan. After all, India wants to have stable northern border. China wants to build one belt, one road initiative, and stabilizing Afghanistan is important for them. Russia searches for partners in the region for sure. Iran doesn't have much choice. It has to find some sort of friendly regime in the neighborhood. So I just wonder, maybe these guys should support Afghanistan more. And of course, on behalf of Western community, if I can say, Western world also didn't do enough to support Afghanistan during the recent humanitarian disaster. So, how do people of Afghanistan react to this lack of empathy of everyone else?
Afghan people always are impressed by foreign state actors and non-state actors,
Mhm,
because Afghanistan is experiencing a harsh situation,
mhm,
and those countries who are neighbors to Afghanistan, and uh, regional powers like you mentioned, China, Russia,
mhm,
India, uh, they are much involved in the situation of Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is located in the geostrategic uh, position of the region, and when such a group that who fought for 20 years against the Western occupation in Afghanistan, they are looking so much dangerous and
mhm,
unreliable. Uh, Therefore, they continue to engage with the current Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, uh, to make sure that the Afghan soil should not be used against them, and terror groups should not be given safe havens in the country. Therefore, keeping close eye on Afghanistan as priority for them, despite the none of the countries have invested uh, practically in the country. So they keep to continue its engagement to humanitarian uh, aids and humanitarian programs and other economic programs. Uh, and therefore, the reaction of Afghanistan people to these countries is not much remarkable, because they know that those countries just spend the time with the current regime, uh, and they don't actually not ready to support the Afghan economy to restore its the uh, fallen economy again. Uh, there is no anything that has helped with the country economy. Uh, Jobless and unemployment in the country is very high.
mhm.
So there's nothing. I think there is not any significant actions by regional powers or power.
I understand. So, how about intellectuals such as yourselves? How do you see the future of your country? How do you see Afghanistan in, for instance, 2050?
I think not only me, but the entire nation is pessimist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are not optimistic for the future of Afghanistan because we grow in a country where is always instability, where is always political conflicts and collapse of regime. There is no in a region that how continued for more than 2 decades. Decades. We we experience that five regions more than five regions collapse within 5 decades in Afghanistan, particularly since the Soviet Union uh, invasion. So actually, no one is optimist about the future of a country. Uh, one reason is that Afghanistan has always plunged in instability. There
Mm-hmm.
is external interference by the great powers,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, on the other hand, the current regime is under international sanctions.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, this is also the negative point that Afghanistan is future is unknown because the current regime policy is opponent to the is opposite to the international, uh, particular the United Nations chart. They have restricted human rights.
Mm-hmm.
There is no freedom, there is no political activities, and women rights are also under sanction, is also under suppressed.
Definitely, these
So
sanctions are not helping to receive any humanitarian assistance because of the heavy sanction regime. A similar situation was with Syria during the Assad regime. Syria was under sanction, and last year in 2024 there was an earthquake in Syria and Iraq, and and also Turkey. And Turkey got all of the humanitarian assistance, whereas the people of Syria were struggling because of the sanctions regime. The international community couldn't step in to help the Syrian people because of the sanction regime. And similar situation, I guess, is currently in Afghanistan. Uh, I'm not surprised that you are not optimistic about the chances. I hope that it will change, that the situation will improve. On behalf of Institute Następny Think Tank, I would like to thank you for your responses so far. This is very insightful. The information from people of Afghanistan are not reaching Western media these days. We are preoccupied with other things, unfortunately, and the situation of people in Afghanistan is deteriorating. Like you said, because of the decades of foreign interventions, first British, then Soviets, then Taliban, then Americans, then Taliban again. It's a very peculiar situation. What
yeah,
can we do? What can non-profit organizations do for the people of Afghanistan, except for raising awareness about the situation? How can we support Afghanistan and the region? From your perspective, what can be done?
I think the international community, and particularly ungovernmental organization, yeah, they have a big job to play a crucial role in Afghanistan. But I think uh, when there is an issue referring to this organization, they also argue that Afghanistan is under sanction, international sanction. We are not allowed to uh, engage with the
Mhm.
current regime on the ground. For example, to provide scholarships, to invest in health sector, to invest education, agriculture.
Mhm.
So the main barrier is the international sanction that preventing different organizations to play uh, an economic role in the country. We are talking to each other. You are interviewing with me, and same time I'm contributing your research projects. Indirectly, we can collaborate on different issues. So,
I just
uh,
want to say that
uh,
Professor
uh,
Masomy is a great scholar, and he's not only researching Afghanistan, but he also writes about Pakistan, about China, about the whole region. So I strongly recommend everyone to read his papers and listen to his interviews as well, because his insights are priceless. What's in the pipeline for you in the next couple of years? What's your plans? Your personal plans,
uh,
publishing plans.
yeah, my like I'm already in contact with you. To what should we do together? Like if to do joint research projects like we did before, and I suggested another topic. My plan is my basic plan is that I want to reach my dream, that is PhD scholarship,
Mhm,
and it should be in Western countries uh, because Western education is very important, has international reputation in terms of the facilities, campus, and quality education. So, one of my big dream that if I get a PhD from Western countries, so I will open the international market
mhm,
wherever I want to work. If the situation, if the opportunities in Afghanistan are limited or absence in the current situation, so it will be a plus point uh, to be in the to show up myself in international market like
mhm.
think tanks, universities, research institute. So it's my it is in my mind, and I'm working it to provide a plan to make it in reality.
Fingers crossed.
So
Finger crossed. That should be definitely something which will happen in the future. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We support you. We hope that people who will listen to this interview will also come back with some insights or suggestions as well for you. So I hope that the future is brighter than what you suggested.
I'm thank you very much for your positive response. I'm also expecting you from your think tank provide such opportunity for me. Once I enter to the Western countries, maybe Allah is very kind, God is very kind. I will be able to find a PhD scholarship. I'm requesting every scholar, senior professor like you and other, if
Mhm.
there is enough opportunity for my PhD, because my career, research career, academic career is uh, unknown in Afghanistan.
Mhm.
Like that's the situation in Afghanistan, the challenge we are experiencing in the current time. It is so much disappointed for me and for everyone.
Professor Masomy, thank you very much for joining us. I wish you all the best. We'll stay in touch and we will catch up soon. Thank you very much for your valuable insights. Best regards to you from Sofia, Bulgaria, and see you soon, hopefully.
Thank you very much for your insisting me to attend for the interview and for your invitation. and I'm wishing you best in your journey to the United States. I hope you have so many achievements.
Thank you, and you too, and see you soon.
Inshallah. Thank you. Bye bye.